Hi. Hi. Wow. I didn't mean to start so late, chat. I had some scuff. I had some pre-stream scuff and obs kept crashing, and also I needed to take a massive poop, which is why I started late as well. But yeah. Anyway, tonight we're painting some Dark Eldar. Wow. Ah. Hello, everyone. Chaos Chinchilla detected. Yes. It me. Hey, Metal. Hey, Pink. Hey, Andy. Hey, Katachan. Hey, Fungi. One momento. I need to check something. Ah. I need to make a version of this redeem that doesn't do the weird music. Because I don't know. I mean, it does get my attention. But I just feel like it's not quite on brand. It feels like clown car music, you know what I mean? So tonight, we are painting a spooky elf. A spooky, spooky elf tonight. Here she is. She is a spooky, spooky elf lady.
You look at the size of them!
Fungi Gaming just subscribed for 9 months.
Fungi! Thank you so much for the 9 months. It's been a delight having you in our community. Wait, I need to make how do I get the focus right? It's important that the focus is right on this. So one thing I want to do with this model is do a bunch of... I kitbashed this myself. There's no Archon quite like this. I used the Archon cloak from the old Archon model because I thought it was nice. So I'm going to try and make this look like it's all bloody and freshly sewn together. B9 already? What do you mean? What's happening at 9 o'clock? Punk. Oh. Oh, yeah, 9 months. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm going to try and make it look like it's freshly stitched together. You can see a bit of person. You can see their face in the cloak. I don't know if you can see it, but like you can see that nose bit there, and there's 2 eye holes above it, which I thought I think is very cool. It's a neat little feature. So yes, a person was here. A person was here. They are no longer here. So I guess I'll just get started on the armor. Another reason I was late is because someone keeps stealing my paint mixer. And it's never where I need it. So, yeah. All of my paints are unmixed. So, don't at me. But yeah, we're gonna be using some new brushes and some new paints. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. All of the lovely supplies I'm using today were sent to me by Imps Gaming, a lovely place in the south of England, who we do have an affiliate link with if you want to pick up some hobby supplies using the !imps command. They sent me a brand new brush set by Monument Hobbies, which is we're gonna be using a lot of. They're really nice brushes. I also have some. I decided, you know what? I wanted to try and do things differently. I wanted to actually take good care of my brushes, because historically I don't, right? Historically I don't. My God, how much do I have to shape this? There's so much pigment just in the bottom of this pot. Like, you can see it's stuck there. And yes, there is a metal mixer bottle inside, but my word, is it taking its sweet time to actually get mixed. We're going to try and do some cool color shift painting on the armor using a mix of different colors. And this might be how I, if it goes well and looks good and doesn't take ages, it might be how I paint Emperor's Children in the near future. We're going to start with Turbo Dork's Let Them Eat Cake, which is a very dark purple to pinkish color shift. And then we'll see where we go from there. We will see where we go from there. I'm also using a lovely new dry brush palette, which I've never gotten to use before. I'm hoping that this all works out quite well, if I can actually get this paint to open. It's got a child-proof safety fucking lid on it. What? But how is everyone? What have you been working on? Have you had a nice day? I hope so. Man, that's just a really nice color out of the bottle. It's just a really nice color out of the bottle. So I'm gonna start by just dry brushing it, cause I want to get some good coverage, and then we'll see where we go from there. We might do some washes, we might do some other stuff to it. Man, so this is a new Monument Hobbies Pro Synthetic brush. It's a dry brush. It's really nice. Hey, Wenlock, how you doing? Childproof lids, proof against 70% of adults as well. This is true. This is absolutely true. I'm going to do my best to take good care of these new brushes. I even have fancy brush soap for them. I even have fancy brush soap for them. Oh, actually, hang on. I just remembered something. I actually have a painting handle, which I always forget to use. I actually kitbashed this mini, like, I don't know, like a year ago or something. I kitbashed her like a year ago, and I've just been sitting on it. I've been sitting on her, not doing anything. And I thought, since there's a new Drukhari Archon that's come out, I should probably paint this one that I made well beforehand. Because it's just going to be silly just sitting there not doing anything. This is meant to be quite a very dark purple. But it's also meant to have some color shift effects in it. So I'm not sure. Sometimes this paint is very finicky to work with, and it needs a couple of coats before anything even shows up. But hopefully it'll come through quite quickly. I'll be honest, I'm still not 100% sure how I want to do the mask part of this. I'm thinking it would be kind of fun to do it in a different color. I'm thinking like either gold or silver. But there's another bit of me that thinks, should I try doing non-metallics? I've never done non-metallics before. But I think it would be cool to try. It'd be pretty cool to try doing a non-metallic metal. And your wife loves you too, punk. What? But yeah, I want to get my Drukhari done. And hopefully a manner that's not going to be too time consuming. I really like this brush though. It feels very nice. I've never used a Monument Hobbies brush before. But it just feels very nice, you know? I think you can start to see some of that purple coming through. But it's going to need a couple of coats. I reckon 2 coats like this, and it'll start to show up, and you'll be able to see the color a bit more clearly. Let's give it another big shake. Yeah, there we go. Now it's actually starting to look like the paint in the pot. But yeah, I'm thinking, like, you can see some of my other work in progress minis for this faction. I kind of love the effect. This one's a bit more of like a blue, I'm in the way of the light. This one's a bit more of like a bluish purple. This is that blue raspberry paint that you can see in the background. It's a good effect, honestly. I quite like it. But I want, because she's a character model, I'd like her to stand out just a little bit more, you know what I mean? It's important that characters stand out to me, at least. I feel like they're supposed to. They are the leaders. Amina! Those paints aren't antique. I know. I'm using fancy new shit. This is very dark. I might need to go in with the highlight color, honestly, because of how dark this is. I reckon it'll look brighter in time. But you can already start to see little bits of purple are starting to come through. It's still very dark, though. Very, very dark. So I think we're probably going to switch to maybe a slightly brighter paint after one more coat. Ah! How you doing, Amina? It's lovely to see you again. I hope that you're well. Albert, how you doing? How am I doing today? I'm good, Ghost Wolf. Can we get a shout out for Ghost Wolf, please? We are just chilling, doing some painting. Probably won't finish this in one session, in all honesty. I want to try some new stuff with it. I might be fancy and make an attempt at non-metallic metal on the sword later. Maybe. Maybe. I've never done non-metallic metal before, but I think I understand the principles of it. Which is weird because, like, I'm doing most of the model in what is effectively metallic paint. And then I'm going to do the weapons and the weapon in non-metallic. I don't know if that's a good idea or if it'll look terrible and I should stick to just metallic paint. I don't really want to have to try it and it to not work out, though, because that'll be a big pain. So I've already painted this model a couple of times off stream and ended up stripping her down back to bare plastic and repainting her because I didn't like how the things I was doing turned out. Whereas this is the time where I feel like I have to commit to making it work. I don't know how well... The purple is very subtle. I think after this coat, I'm going to have to switch to a brighter paint. No, not this one. I reckon I got one more. I'm going to use up all the paint that's on the palette, and then I'll switch to a brighter paint. But my goal is to try and layer several different color shifting effects over it so that we get a lot of color on her. I want her to be bright. And like you can see the purple, or at least I can see the purple. Can you guys see the purple? Or does she just look shiny black now? I think she just looks shiny black on camera. Damn. There's a very slight purple. There's a very slight purple tint to her that I can see. And Yeah. I don't know what else is for it other than that. Wow.
Nice!
Lol.
Holy.
Hey, Major.
You look at the size of them!
S_Major just subscribed for 6 months. Yes.
This is making you wish you had more money to get some model paint and some BattleTech minis. Aww. You should definitely get into hobby painting. It's really fun and relaxing, honestly. And it's what I think, even though we're a small little community on the internet, I think it's one of the things that really connected a lot of people here. It's all like Warhammer and BattleTech, which are I think the main driving forces. Yeah, that's a really nice dark purple. Like, you guys can barely see it, but it's there. It's there. It's so deep, and yeah, it's such a deep color. I think it's coming through a little bit clearer now. I think you can see what I'm talking about a little bit. I think you can see a little bit of the purple I'm talking about. It's so dark, though. It's so dark. She is also very, very shiny. But it's quite glossy paint, in all honesty. Why? But yeah, it's a very deep, dark purple. It's a very deep, dark purple, which I quite like, honestly. It's almost the kind of paint that like only really captures when the light reflects off of it in a certain way, which is a cool effect. Wow, you want to be a plush? Okay. Our number one shitter. It's me. I'm the number one shitter. I literally was late because I was having a massive shit. Lol. And also I had some technical difficulties, but mostly it was that. One only took like 2 minutes to fix. The other took much longer. Ah, but thank you so much for the 6 months, Major. Wow. As far as I know, the shitter is Punk. Punk's here. Punk's lurking somewhere. Somewhere in the stream chat. She exists. So chat. What color should we go in for an initial highlight on this? I'm thinking we either go with Miami Sunset or Blue Raspberry. Blue Raspberry is a similar blue to what you can see down there on this elf. But Miami Sunset is a much redder, kind of pinkish gold, but also color shifts to purple. Whereas this is like more blue. I'm thinking either would work, honestly. Ponk is lurking. But which do you like? Left or right? Bear in mind, they won't look quite like this, but this is meant to be an illustrative example of the color shift paint. You say Miami Sunset? That's what I'm leaning towards, honestly. I feel like Miami Sunset is going to make us stand out a lot more. Oh no, you've asked Cyberscuff. Oh no. What does the AI think? I'm gonna be here shaking this paint for a little bit. Man.
S. Madger asked me who's bigger, Shitter, Ponk, or Tiger. Oh man, that's a tough call. I mean, Ponk's got the title of Jousterer 1, Shitter around here, but Tiger definitely has their moments, especially when they misplace their brushes for the 5th time on stream. It's all in good fun.
What do you mean? All my brushes are in a cup now. Excuse me. Look, I have a brush cup. Fucking AI. Where is it? Look, see? It's a brush cup with a bazillion brushes in it. Okay? I don't misplace my brushes anymore. You fucking bitch. I can't believe that. Ponk has succeeded on her stealth checks and is preparing for sneak attacks. That does sound like a very Ponk thing. I can't believe I'm getting betrayed by the AI, telling me I'm losing my brushes. Okay, maybe I used to lose my brushes before, okay? Maybe I used to lose my brushes, but not anymore. I have made changes to my painting setup, okay? I have made changes. Don't at me. Don't fucking at me. It's a whole new world for me. Okay. Look at how red that looks. That's going to be really nice. Not anymore. Yeah, exactly. Look, people are allowed to make mistakes in the past, okay? Fuck you! Ah! People are allowed to make mistakes. We can change. I'm very excited to see what this is going to look like. So the idea is that you're meant to use this paint directly over black, but I don't think that's 100% true. It can have different effects. Ah! Yeah. Fuck you, I'm not a rat! I'm getting bullied, chat. Why? Why must you bully me? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I'm liking that. Good call on the Miami sunset. Good call. Very good call. Probably one more coat and then we'll move on to using a different paint, I reckon. Ah! Why? Call it aggressive cuteness. Wow. Did you know that in Elden Ring, you can negate fall damage and even stop falling completely in the PS5 release by saying, "No, stop that, bad," in a stern voice into the controller's mic. This has been fun. How you doing, Strap? It's lovely to see you again. I always enjoy your fun pulses. Thank you, Metal. Wow. But yeah, so the plan is to just slowly layer up more and more of these color shifting paints, being a little bit lighter with it every time, and eventually just create a really nice overall kind of effect where you have lots of different variances in the color shift. I kind of want to do this because in Rogue Trader, when you're fighting Drukhari, some of them have this weird, like, holographic shielding technology. And that's kind of what inspired the choice for me wanting to do my Drukhari like this. So I feel like doing the whole color shift thing is a way to represent that technology being kind of on the model in a fight, you know? But like, what do I know? This is still very dark though. Very, very dark. But she's definitely looking a lot more purple, clearly purple rather than black now. Ah. Lol. It looks blue. I don't think it looks blue. But then again, what I see is always going to be slightly different to what you see. There is some blue there. There is, you're not wrong. There is definitely some blue there, but I don't think blue is the primary color of what it is. But it's fine. We're going to gradually keep layering on different colors. And if it looks multiple different colors, then that's great, because that's what we wanted. Okay, I'm going to do one more coating of Miami Sunset. And then we're going to move even higher and brighter. Even brighter. I quite like Miami Sunset, actually. It's just an Emperor's Children purple. I think it works quite well. She's so shiny. So shiny. She kind of has to be, though, because, like, the way this works. Okay. Okay, I think we're done with that. We're not going to use blue raspberry. I'm thinking, chat. I'm thinking... 4D glasses, Cloud9, or Sugar Rush. I'm thinking 4D glasses and then maybe go in with one of the others as a highlight. 4D glasses has a sort of like greenish gold look primarily from the last time I was painting her. So I think I'm going to go with that for now. And I think by doing that, it'll help really make it look very different. And Rainbow Roll is what we're going to use for like a final kind of highlight on the armor. Rainbow Roll is very sparkly though. I quite like 4D glasses. It's a very cool paint. Very, very cool paint. I used it on her before, originally, but I kind of feel like it's not quite right. Ah. I don't know, I felt like it didn't really quite look right on its own. So I thought it would work better as a highlight color. I'm wondering if I move the light, you guys should be able to see maybe a bit more of the different color changing effects on it. I don't know. Like, can you see, if as I move the light, can you guys see what I'm talking about in terms of, like, how the different colors kind of shift on the miniature? Like, how it looks a lot more red there, right? Hey, Wraith. But if I move it up here, it looks a bit more bluish. You see what I mean? I don't know how much it really comes through on the camera. I hope that, like, it works. But yeah. I feel like it's very much, like, a big thing. Because, like, the pigments on this paint are very large. So their whole thing is that they refract light. So from different angles and different ways of the light looking, it's gonna look different, honestly. It should look different. And if it doesn't look different, then I'm doing something wrong. But like a lot of people say when they do this paint with a brush, it's sometimes a little bit funny to get working quite the way you expect it to. But that's fine. It's a specialist paint after all. What I would like is for there not to be childproof fucking shit on it, but hey ho. I'd rather not spill the paint as well, so there is that. There is that. Now this, I'm hoping, is going to look very different to what we've already seen. Ooh. Just a bit too much, but that's fine. A little bit of paint off the brush. But now we're really starting to see a lot of the interactions with the different color shift effects on the armor. Which I am very happy to see, honestly. Did I do Miami Sunset on the backpack? I think I did. What do you even call this thing? It may be childproof, but not purple cat proof. You're working with... I like the style you're working out with the color shifts. It's very cool, isn't it? Like, I think now that I've added the 4D glasses, it's really built up that kind of, like, depth to the color shifting. And I think it's a lot more visible now. I think so, at least. Especially on camera, because this paint doesn't really show up super well on camera a lot of the time. I might need to re-glue her to the base eventually. But it's quite quick, honestly. I might need to give her a recess wash, a recess shade, just to like a pin wash at some point. And I say might, I mean I'm going to, just to really like pick out all the little panel lines and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's really starting to come through now, like the different colors. Hey Char, how you doing? Lovely to see you as always. I hope you're well. Okay, I'm thinking Cloud9 or Sugar Rush. I've not used either of these paints before as an extra highlight. These are both meant to be quite bright, from what I understand. Cloud9 or Sugar Rush, chat. I'm thinking Cloud9. I've shifted to a very crude non-metallic metal style, using layers and bloods and edge highlights. That one is a green shift. The one I've used, Cloud9, yeah. This one is meant to be sort of like goldish. This one is meant to be kind of goldish. I'm gonna... But one thing I'm very happy about is just the sheer amount of like quick progress we're making on getting the armor done. The last one we're going to do is Rainbow Roll. Rainbow Roll is like literally just crazy sparkles. But yeah, this is meant to be like a pink to gold kind with like slight green tints. So it should work really well on top of everything else we've done. But man, I don't know. Like it feels like deep down it's just black, but very shiny, and the shine is what's creating all the color. I don't know. I don't know. I quite like it, honestly. I don't think it's a bad look. Like, you can see a lot of different colors in it. But I do worry I'm a little bit heavy-handed with the toppest layers. I might need to go in with manual brush and, maybe do some recess shading. Hey, Hangast. That's dead on for Drukhari. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very, like, look at how purple it is now from that angle. And look at how, like, green it is from that. It's just, like, just a slight movement. And the whole miniature changes. It's very cool. I'm very happy with the effect we're getting together. How you doing, Hangast? It's lovely to see you. Where's Phantom? I need him to bully you for funny. I'm kidding. Much shit as I'm giving GW for slightly antlered, they did make good Archons. What do you mean? They didn't make this Archon. I kitbashed this. This is a custom Archon. I made this out of parts. Literally a box of scraps from my Drukhari Combat Patrol. And a spare Archon I bought, because I just wanted to... I literally just bought an Archon, because it was, like, really cheap. And I just wanted to cannibalize it for bits. Oh, the new one's great. I kind of felt a little bit of regret when that I'd not done anything with this, which is the main reason why I'm painting this now. Like, because I kitbashed this like way back towards the end of last year when I was like, I'm gonna start Drukhari, and I built 2 combat patrols and I never finished them, and I kitbashed her, and I'm just like, bruh, I should really have done something. So now I am. Now I am, chat. We are doing the thing. I think I'm going to need a second coat of Cloud9. I'm just going to try and keep this focused on the most outward-facing edges. For the most part. Not quite as much as I'm going to do with Rainbow Roll. But my goal, chat, is eventually to do when I get an Archon done, I might kitbash. I might do a cosplay. I'm still not sure if I want to have my big rebrand redesign in the near future. Well, probably next year. I should really just get on with the Chibi Scuff Cat re-debut. I'm just waiting for like one bit of art to be done, and then it'll be a thing. Probably this month sometime. But, like, eventually I plan on doing a big Warhammer-inspired redesign. I'm still not sure if I want to lean to Drukhari or Necrons. I feel like Necron would probably be more unique. But Drukhari is definitely a lot easier to cosplay. I'm not a rat! Fuck you! 20 pints, that sweet spot to VIP badge. Hell yeah. Biggest thing you love about the new Archon is that the demon-faced helmet and the booba plate. I mean... yeah? Good things to appreciate. I might go back and add a little bit more of Let Them Eat Cake in the recesses. I'm not even trying to get the faceplate look in this color, and it's just ending up looking really good, so I'm kind of just not sure. I was thinking I'd do the faceplate in gold, maybe? I'm thinking like a golden faceplate would really set her apart. Because on the model, like, it's a very subtle panel line, but you can see the faceplate is separate to the rest of the armor. What do we think, chat? Do we think it kind of shows up quite well now? You can kind of see what she's made out of. Fraggle, fraggle, wow. Thank you so much for the watch streak. Necron is easy, just be very skinny and buff as fuck at the same time. Yeah. Oh, we've got one of those. We've got one of those down. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in a bit more with some of the purple. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in a bit more with some of the Let Them Eat Cake. No, not the limit. I'm gonna go in with... do I want to do the Let Them Eat Cake? The Let Them Eat Cake is very dark. But that might work in our favor. Hey, Joni. Found the broken vessel. What's the broken vessel? I do not know. I do not know. I lack the critical information, Char. Just one drop. Just one drop. And I think I'm just gonna sort of staple this a little bit. I'm gonna try and enter this into like my second painting competition. It's gonna be an Auspex Tactics painting competition. I'm gonna try and get this under here. Very... yeah. Hey, God King, how you doing? I don't really know. I probably won't win. But it'd be nice to see how I do. I've already seen some of the entries for it, and there's some really good painters. I've only ever done Froggy's Golden Frogger competition. I got an honorable mention in that, which was quite nice. It was better than I thought I'd do. I do think that this is a much smaller and harder to paint miniature than Fulgrim. I mean, no it isn't. Fulgrim's incredibly difficult to paint. What am I talking about? It took weeks to do Fulgrim. Absolute weeks. I loved it though. Fulgrim's a great model. Everyone should play Emperor's Children. Facts. Okay. Now, while that dries for a little bit, we'll do Rainbow Roll as a final thing. Look at this paint. It's literally just fucking glitter, I swear to God. Look at the paint in the pot. It's just like rainbow glitter. I'm here for it though. I'm good, Catboy. We are doing some painting tonight. Gonna try and get it mostly done and finish it off next week, I hope. We're just mixing up the final bit for this weird color shift metallic. And hopefully it'll look quite good at the end. I'm generally quite happy with the overall effect we've got of how, like, it goes from, like, this really dark to, like, bright colors. It's cool. It's cool. How are you doing? Yeah, I enjoy this. I like this. I worry we could get a bit brighter. I worry we could go significantly brighter. I'm going to try with a little Rainbow Roll dry brush for now, and then we'll go in with some targeted highlights if we can. Just on some edges. Currently not looking fast to 3D print Warhammer 40k miniatures. Not me, no sorry. You know what you could do? You could look for STL files to 3D print Battletech. Because they don't care if you 3D print models. Like, their miniatures are agnostic. Though they do have specific models for stuff. There's plenty of places online that sell their stuff. But for legal reasons, we do not officially endorse 3D printing, you know? At least 3D printing Warhammer models. Because copyright and shit. You wouldn't download a Space Marine, would you? You wouldn't download a Space Marine. God, do you all remember those old, like, copyright anti-piracy ads from, like, forever ago? You wouldn't download a car. God. I fucking love those things. They were awful. So awful. But that's what made them fun. In my opinion, at least. Ah! Why? Why, Bonk? I would torrent the fucking seat heating if they'd let you. Lol. You know, I went down. I do remember, and oh boy, would I have downloaded a car if I could. You wouldn't download a DLC to real life, would you? God, can you imagine being able to just download, like, physical objects from the internet? How cool would that be? And I guess that's technically what 3D printing can be for some people. I wouldn't download a coffee mug, downloads an STL file and prints out a coffee mug. Bitch, try me. What? Rainbow Roll has just added a little bit of extra sparkle to this whole thing. Just a little bit of sparkle. She will never beat the elf allegations, even if they try and call themselves the Drukhari now. I don't think it's a huge difference, but I didn't want it to be a huge difference. So it's kind of exactly what we were looking for. I think I'll go in and do some very specific highlights with this Rainbow Roll paint now. I think that needs it. But first, how do I use this magic brush goop? You're holding the world's best all-in-one brush cleaner. Each session, wetting your brush and loading it with goop. Work the goop in a tight lather. Oh god, this stuff looks weird. I don't know if you can, but there's a texture to it. So I just dunk it in. I just dunk it in. We're doing actual like brush fucking. Look at me, chat. Look at me. I'm actually taking care of my equipment now. Holy shit. I never used to do shit like this, but I've got nice brushes now, so I kind of feel like I need to. Gentastic's Drunken Brush Goop 2.0. Use after each session. Oh. Bring it out and leave until next time you paint. Just a light lather, and then that's it. Oh, you can actually feel the pigments coming out of it. That's really good. Oh my god. It's like it's brand new. Oh my god. That's good shit right there. That's good shit. Ah! I've never used like, ah! Why? Why? Why am I, ah! Why? The painter taking care of their brushes, no way. Shocking, I know. Look, I spend money on these brushes, okay? And while they aren't the most expensive brushes, they're the most expensive brushes I've ever bought. So I'm making sure that they last, unlike the cheap shit I buy for like £2 off Amazon, which is what I've been using up until now. Ah, why? What brush do I want to use? Character brush. Just wet this a little bit. And ah! Why? What did I do? I can't dodge. I'm fixed in Common Jasper Codewind. The choir sections of Darktide OST were just different. They really are. Jasper Kid fucking killed it with the Darktide soundtrack. Absolutely killed it. I don't think anyone would debate that. Too much paint on this. A little highlight on the booba. Very important to highlight this section in particular, chat. Very important. Are you even on the internet if that's not what you're paying attention to? A bit of me is thinking if maybe I just want to go with a standard metallic actually for highlighting. Just to help keep it more defined, you know? Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. I don't think this is different enough. I don't think this is different enough. The real question is, how should we highlight it, chat? Phantom! A bunch, the most expensive one you've used is only $15. That's still a sharp point. That's more expensive than an individual brush. Like, I only buy these things in, I only, like, I only, buy... I usually only buy, brushes in big sets. Let's get this out of there. A little bit too much paint had pooled in these recesses, so we're just wicking it away before it dries and becomes a problem. Okay, I think the plan for now is to get a wash on it. Ah! Why? We're just gonna get a nice, simple wash on this. I'm just gonna use silver. A very bright silver, but first I wanna get a wash on it to really deepen some of the recesses. And maybe I'll do another dry brush over the top of that, is what I'm thinking. But with a different dry brush this time. Something like a flathead brush. Like this. I'm also thinking I'm not going to use Rainbow Roll as the dry brush color. I want something that's going to add a bit more to it. I'm thinking Sugar Rush again? No, I'm thinking Cloud 9. What? Yeah, I'm going to... Is that color shift? This is Turbo Dork Turbo Shift paints. This is... Let Them Eat Cake with Miami Sunset, and then 4D Glasses, and then Cloud 9 and Rainbow Roll in that order. Over black. And if I move the light around, if I move the mini around, you should be able to see a couple of different colors. Which normally isn't possible on a small mini. Usually you really want this to be done on large minis. But I'm very happy. Like, if I turn this light, one of the light sources off, it becomes a bit more apparent. Like, if I move the light closer, you can see the whole thing kind of just completely changes. And if I move the light away or change the position, the light refracts completely differently. Which is great. It's kind of what I was going for. But I am starting to think I do need some other kind of highlight to really define that. I'm going to use a drop of dioxazine purple and a drop of carbon black, and then dilute the shit out of it with speed paint medium. To the point where it's these two drops are basically going to be non-existent because they are very powerful pigments. If I don't dilute the shit out of it, it's just I might as well just not have bothered, you know? Ah, why? Where's that dry brush I had just now? Where did I put it? Ah, why? Oh, for fuck's sake. It was right here. It was right here, chat. Did you all see where I put it? I could have sworn I put it, like, next to the brush. Ah. I took the thing off, showed the thing, I put it down, and now it's gone. Man. Oh well, I have other brushes. That's really annoying. That's really, really annoying. That's really, really annoying. Man. Am I gonna do some war dogs? Oh yeah. You know, the only thing is, it's like a triangle shaped brush. It shouldn't roll around. But where the hell did it go? It's not like the cats are here. The cats are in the room, but they're not here. Oh, there it is. I found it. All is well. I'd put it by my keyboard. I'd put it by my keyboard. Oh, God. It's gonna be a light, very dark purple wash. Then we're going to dry brush her again. And then we'll do a nice silver highlight over it. The wash is mostly just to try and pick out some of the recesses. And also I feel like the purple tints have been a little bit lost. So it's going to help bring those back out. Ah, why? The new Vallejo True Metal colors look very fancy and fun. Yeah. When I, M21, was a young boy, M7, my father, M34, took me to the city to see a marching band, M20. He said, son, when you grow up, when you be... Wait, what? Lol. That's hilarious, Mel. I fucking love that. I fucking love that. That's such a good coffee pasta. Yeah, this wash was a good idea. It's really kind of brought out just a bit more color. Just a little bit more color, which I think this needed. Yeah, that already looks a lot more defined. I like that. Okay. Small dry brush now. We are going with some more Cloud 9. Give that a minute to dry. So while we're doing that, we'll just get this nice and shaken up. Actually, you know what we should do before we do that? Just let me wipe away a little bit of the excess in the topmost layers. Because we can do that. And that'll also blend it nicely. Just like how we did with Fulgrim. It's sort of like an anti-dry brush. But it's also not quite... Yeah. Anyway. call this? When you dry brush over a wet paint with a dry brush, but there's no, but like it's dry, therefore nothing fucking happens, except it just pulls some paint away. An anti-dry brush. A dry erase? He means defo prime material for Alpha Legion though. Oh yeah, no, they have even better Alpha Legion style colors for it. They even have a paint called Twin Suns, which you paint this over a zenithal highlight, and depending on where it's dark and white, it becomes more green or more blue. So say over scale patterns, it's wonderful. I used this on Fulgrim's scales, and it looks fantastic. You see a lot of blue, a lot of green, and it's a great little paint. So Turbo Dork started out by trying to find the perfect purple for the creator's Emperor's Children. Which I kind of like understand, because I started going down like a color shift paint kind of route when I first started thinking of Emperor's Children. And I might do that again. Though I think what I'd do is a lot simpler than what I'm doing here. It's a shame I've already primed a bunch of my Emperor's Children silver. Because I don't think I really want to do them in the old way unless I like get a big jar of dioxazine purple and just dip them into it, you know what I mean? It's a long process, like filling in each individual panel separately, especially if you're doing army painting. It just takes a long time. Which, you know, is fine, but I like to speed paint most of my general infantry for tabletop standard, rather than treating each one like it's a competition style piece. In fact, I seldom paint any miniature like I'm trying to impress anyone. I do like to push myself a bit further every time I paint though. Which honestly I think has seen me gradually become a much better painter over the couple of years I've been painting. Also, I love dry brushing. Dry brushing is just such a nice way of building up volume and shading. And it's one of the best, especially if you're a beginner, techniques for getting things to look good. There, I think that's built up a nice level of contrast between the darks and the lights. Don't you think, chat? Very important question, though. Do we think we should do the faceplate in gold? I feel like the faceplate in gold would help it really set off, because I plan on doing the horns in gold. But if I do it in gold, I don't know that I want to do the eyes in red, which is what I was originally planning on doing. What do we think, chat? Gold face? Or just gold horns? We'll just do the horns for now. And then we'll see. Let's see. What's a gold paint? Where's my golds? I don't really use gold very often. I think we'll start with... Do I have anything darker than this bronze? I've had a habit, I think, of over-relying on speed paint metallics. But you can't just slap speed paint metallics over black and hope it's going to look good. So we're going to have to do some more traditional painting methods. Which is nice. It's nice to do something different. I don't know what else I want to do in gold on this, though. Let's start with... It's bright bronze, but it's not that bright. But I think this will work as a good base coat. Give that a minute or so to dry. Then we'll go in with a second coat just to make this a little bit more... Actually, no, there's some bits we've missed. Never mind. What do we think, chat? Gold faceplate as well? Or just the horns? Harlequin when? You know, I've heard of a nice hack you can do with Harlequins. Oh no, she's hot. Must be looking in the mirror. Lol. Hey, Rai, how you doing? Think slash. Yes. I mean, I don't have any Harlequins, so, I mean, if someone gets me a Harlequin, I guess I'll paint it. Just like how when Fungi got me that Infernal Master, I painted it as well. But yeah, got gold face or not gold face, chat? Gold face or not gold face? You know, I'm thinking gold face. I'm gonna do something very cool for the eyes, though. do something very, very cool for the eyes. I am thinking. I am doing a thonk. Ah. Okay. Now I've got to do one more coat. And I still need to finish some parts that I couldn't quite see. Maybe I should switch to a smaller brush. Okay. Let's go finish up that base color on the horns, and then we'll get a nice wash on this when it's all dry. Just a second thin coat. Then we'll get a wash on it all, and then we'll start highlighting. Thank you, Metal. What? Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? So what are you guys all working on lately? You all done anything fun? What? I am thinking. While I am doing this, little emeralds on here is what I'm thinking. Maybe. Can I... Is it at the stage where I can just give it a wash? I think it is. Does it look smooth and clean? Probably do a little bit more of gold on the face plate. Okay. Let's see. What wash do I want for this? Something with a pinch of what we've done before. So we'll take that mixture from before. And we'll add a pinch of transparent raw sienna. Two drops of that, and then we'll add a little bit of speed paint medium. Actually, just one smidge of magenta. A smidge of magenta. And then we thin it all down with some speed paint medium. And we should have a very nice wash for gold. It's a little bit redder than I'd like, but you know, that'll work. That will work. That might be a bit too thick. Let's get more. Yeah, just a bit too red now. Should have just stuck with the one drop. Also suddenly gotten very bright. That was not what I expected. There we go. That's a nicer color, closer to what I was looking for. We'll just spread this around all of the gold bits. Across all of the horns. And the faceplate. Yeah. Give that a little bit to dry, and then we'll start doing some highlights. Drain a little bit of the excess away too. But there's thankfully not much excess. Not even in focus when I was doing it. It's a nice bronze faceplate now. But I think we can get this looking nicer, honestly. So give that a bit to dry. While that's drying, what we could do is... What's the lid for this medium? What did I do with it? I'm always losing things, chat. I don't even know how. Is it on the desk somewhere? There it is. Right in front of my face. Cool. Love that. Love that. Okay, so, what's next? What is next? I think what we'll do Actually, I also just completely forgot. There's something else I wanted to do. I wanted to do the hilt of the sword in gold as well. Because I just think it'll look nice if I do. So we'll do that exactly the same way as that. Is what I'm thinking. Just nice and simple. What else? This bit. Do I want to try and do non-metallic metal on the blade? I've never really done non-metallic metal, chat. What do you reckon? Should we try? I kind of have a vague idea about what I want to do for non-metallic metals. Though I feel like suddenly having a non-metallic sword might clash quite a bit with all the rest of the stuff we're doing. Don't you think? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, chat. Yeah, I think I want to try it. I think I want to try it. I think I want to try it. I don't know when I'm in the stage of painting this, I'm going to do it. But I think today, if we can get all the metallics done, I'll be generally happy. Yeah. I think if we can get the metallics done, that'll be a good time. I'm also thinking purple for the eyes? Yeah, we'll give a nice little purple OSL. Well, maybe not fully OSL, but a little bit of a purple glow there will be nice. Just gonna recess shade it in with white. And then, yeah. I'm thinking we're going to do edge highlights in silver. Like really sharp edge highlights later down the line. On all of the armor panels. That'll look good, I reckon. Okay. Let's do a quick wash on the sword hilt. I kind of didn't come up with a very strict plan for how I wanted to paint this mini. Other than, yeah, we're going to use color shift paints as the basis for the armor. But, you know, I kind of also like the idea of playing it all by ear and kind of doing how we feel. You spent the last 20 minutes looking for your pics of Fulgrim to check them out. Helmet orange is orange now, what the fuck? Yeah, I painted it with bronze and then I gave it a wash of a custom blend of inks. How I usually do a lot of metallics. I do a base coat, a custom wash, and and then I start to highlight. It's actually kind of a bronzish color now. It's just an initial coating. Don't worry, there's way more to come. So I'm going to do an initial highlight with Glorious Gold by Vallejo. What did you think of our Fulgrim, though? You looked away and 50 million years have passed, lol. It's only been like a few minutes, lol. What the fuck you finishing that Fulgrim was so long? It wasn't that long ago. It was only like in, summer, wasn't it? Like May? That's not that long ago, is it? Maybe I'm old, chat, and I don't think that a few months is a long time. What did you think of the Fulgrim, though? The most important question here. Did you like it? It was May, right? It was kind of basically when Fulgrim was released, I did the thing. More or less. Yeah. Depends how quick the months go. Beginning of the year felt like it happened. And now you have Christmas music at work. Yes. Yes, welcome to any time after summer ends, lol. We have Christmas music way too early in the year here. Some places have it starting in September. Ah, why? Atticus, hello. How are you doing? I am just doing some highlights. Then I will catch up to chat in but a momento. Hey, Dax. Dark Elder is a weird-looking mech warrior. Lol. Hey, Scooper. How you doing, Atticus? I'm good. Can we get a shot of Atticus, please? Depends how... yeah. How did I get into miniatures? Well, I got into miniatures as a kid, really. My dad played Warhammer, and he took me to games workshops, and we played the games. It was great. I kind of lost interest in it when I was a teenager, just because I didn't really have the time or energy for it during, like, studies and all that stuff. And then when I started streaming, I decided, you know what, I'll do a miniature painting thing. Because it's like, I still had some of the old unpainted miniatures my dad had. I was like, it's Christmas. I'll do something a bit different. And then chat started buying me miniatures on Throne, which is something you can do, by the way, if there's anything you want me to paint. Then I was just like, fuck it, this is actually kind of fun. And then people kept hanging out, talking about miniatures they liked, and it kind of just... the community really kind of exploded when I started to get back into miniature painting and Warhammer. That was probably, I think, God, how long ago was it? Like a year or two ago? I hadn't painted a miniature since then. So I've been slowly getting a little bit better at it as time goes by, I think. I try and be consistent and do a little bit of painting every week or two. But sometimes it's hard. Like, I think it's been a little while since I've actually painted anything. So, yeah. We started with some Sisters of Battle, which I love, by the way, but Sisters of Battle are a pain in the arse to paint. Let's be real. You should continue your Necrons. Hang out and paint with us, Dex. I should finish my Necrons, honestly. I've got most of them done. I just need to build... What do I need to build? I need to build the Tomb World set. And I need to build the Royal Court. And then I need to paint those. That's kind of it for me. And then that should be all of them done. I will get some more Necrons at some point in the future, though. I would like maybe some Doomstalkers. I really like the Canoptech stuff. And I would like a Monolith. I think a Monolith is probably the big centerpiece I'd like to get someday. Imperium Minis in general are just very over-designed sometimes. There's a bit of me that kind of wants to do some classic, like some classic Space Marines. Now, I don't think I will, but I'll admit, there's a bit of me that wants to buy the Christmas Battle Force for Space Marines. I kind of want to. I probably won't. It's too much money. But, like, I don't know. I should really just do my my Dark Angels kill team. That's what I should do. That would probably get the little itch out of my system. That, and it's like, I plan on getting the 11th edition starter set, because there's probably going to be orcs if the rumors are anything to go by. And Pink will love that. And then I'll just do whatever with the Space Marines, because it'll come with Space Marines, right? It'll come with Space Marines. It always comes with Space Marines. Everything comes with Space Marines. You never built a mini, just video games. Oh. It's a nice little hobby. Video games are good, though. Your knowledge and love of Warhammer came from OG Dawn of War. Dawn of War is amazing. Holy shit. I can't wait for Dawn of War 4 chat. Monolith and Void Dragon back to back? Hell yeah. I loved doing the Void Dragon. He's a really fun model to build and paint. Too much paint. Void Dragon is a really cool model to paint. I really want to get a Monolith. It just feels very iconic. And it looks cool. I've always thought Monoliths were cool. Always. Even before I really started getting into Necrons. Isn't it weird how they went straight from Dawn of War 2 to 4? I've never actually played the mythical legendary Dawn of War 3. Though my dad did. It does exist in my library. It does exist in my Steam library. I can't really judge Dawn of War 3 because I haven't played it. I kind of just have to go on what the community says. I might do a little explore and see what it's about. Maybe. Maybe I'll do it as like a subathon redeem or something like that. Play Dawn of War 3. That wasn't there a Dawn. I'm surprised nobody hit 2 of them once. Really? It's basically a small dinner plate. LOL. I've heard it. I've heard bad things about it. I've heard they tried to turn Dawn of War into a MOBA, basically. But I don't know how true that is. That's a very big departure from what Dawn of War was originally. Where are my silvers? I want chainmail. That'll be my initial highlight on the armor. And then we'll move up to actual silver, which could be very bright. Cool. Right. Excellent. Now, chat. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Unlimited edge highlights. Unlimited edge highlights. I don't want these two. I'd just like a slightly smaller brush than what I've got right now. Detail brush. That'll do. Man, I love edging my highlights. I don't like edge highlighting, I'll be honest. But I think dry brushing would be too cumbersome for what I want to achieve here. I would rather do dry brushing if I could, but... yeah. When needs must, as they say. I'm not going to do too much highlighting. This is more just to give the armor plating a little bit of... a little bit more definition. That's my goal with this. So, yeah. Let me know if I paint off stream, because I know I have a tendency to do that sometimes. So the idea behind what I'm trying to do is just to help give it just a little bit more shape. Because we've used color shift paints, so we're not going to do any broad highlights, just edge highlights. We're going in with chainmail silver for now, but we will do a brighter edge highlight later as well. I was kind of thinking maybe doing like bits like the knees in gold as well, but no. Doing the little rivets there. Does it feel a bit more readable now? I feel like that leg is a bit easier to see, and it's not just all the little reflections. Funny you should say that. You have like 18 of them. Oh my god. There's no such thing as too many armies. You just need to find bigger games. That's what Apocalypse is for, right? But if I ever were to get to a point where I have not enough space for my armies, I'd probably, like, do a little charity auction at some point. That'd be fun. Well, maybe not charity auction, but like a charity raffle. I don't know. Speaking of which, I need to do... I keep saying this. I'm going to do it this week. Oh, well, next week. I'm going to do some of the building probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to work on Fungi's combat patrols and get them done. I am going to probably try and get them finished for... because I want to post them before Christmas. Because that'd be nice. I need to start thinking about doing Fallings Leagues of Votan army. No, I don't do commissions, by the way. I don't think I'm good enough to do commissions. If you want to do commissions, I'd probably send you to Froggy PhD or our lovely own Katachan Deviled Egg in Discord. At least if you're European based. I saw the Dead Silent Kill team, but what's the chance they go for below $10 a model? I mean, they'll probably be on eBay, I imagine, for like, I don't know. Yeah, they'll probably be at higher than retail price GW at this point. Man. I don't like the sheer amount of scalping that happens to Games Workshop products. What? Hey, Gas. How you doing? I will say the existing stealth suits are very old, and their sculpt shows it. They're a nice, easy build, and I think they look nice. I think a lot of the more, like, Xeno-style factions, I think they hold up quite well, despite their age. Especially the vehicles. Like, the Tau vehicles, I think, was it the Devilfish is still a model from their very first release wave in the, what, mid-90s or something? Late 90s? Yeah, it was late 90s, wasn't it? That's too much paint. Okay. Okay. So many little panels, my god. I fucking... Oh, there's so many little panels on this armor, holy shit. I never realized just how bad it was until now. Hmm. Okay.
Do you hear the voices too?
Jaden Cal just followed.
Jaden, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you have a lovely time in our community here. Do you paint minis as well? What you been working on lately, if so? There's so many little panels, chat. But I think it's looking a lot more readable than it was before. What do we think? I'm not sure if the lighting is a good reflection. Though I do think adding the silver panel highlights, I can't help but feel like it's taken away some of the color shift effect. I mean, it's still there, but like it feels less than before. I don't know. I do not know, chat. Yeah, the tower's aged very well. Some of the Eldar grav tanks as well, I think, have aged quite well. The Dark Eldar, not so much. But I think that's just down to the nature of their very pointy sculpts. Or at least, I'm thinking of the old ones, because they've actually had a refresh since then, and they're in dire need of another one. In dire need of another one. Not for the vehicles, thankfully. I quite like the new Raiders and Ravagers. I quite like the new Raiders and Ravagers. I think they're good. Okay. Now we will do another highlight in a very bright silver. They're just Eldar with blades stuck everywhere. That's not entirely true. That's not entirely true. But yeah, overall. Okay. Right. While we get all those drying, I'm gonna add these as little edge highlights on the faceplate. Just to really kind of push up that contrast a little bit. Light glazing on the cheek just to make it a little bit brighter. A little bit on the horns, just to really push them a little bit more. You remember back in the day when the Dark Eldar were just Chaos Eldar? Before they actually became their own thing? I remember. In the old days, before they got good lore, they had Cruella de Vil and other fucking terrible pun characters. And the weird thing is that came out about the same time as the live action 101 Dalmatians movie back in the day when I was a kid. And my brother fucking painted her up in fucking Dalmatian skin fucking bodysuit. It was the cringest shit I'd ever seen. It was the cringest shit. I miss the old Archon there. That was also back when Games Workshop had a sense of humor. Hey, Games Workshop still has a sense of humor. Sometimes. I think it's just their legal team being like, you can't keep doing stuff like that. And then they're being like, oh, okay. That's what I reckon it is. Though it does feel a lot more corpo than it was. And also, you say that some of the jokes G-dubs did with their miniatures were really not okay. Like the old racist Mongolian goblins. That looked really fucking racist. Like, holy shit. In Warhammer Fantasy. They no longer look racist in Total Warhammer 3, though. Because they're a unit that, They're a regiment of renown that Chaos Dwarves can hire. And they've since been, thankfully updated since those days. Man. Shit like that, I never really thought about as a kid. But as an adult, it was really, really not okay. Like, in hindsight. Okay. What are we thinking so far, chat? I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'd like to maybe try and bring back a little bit more of the color shift. So I might go in, or just like kind of at the minute just doing a little bit of shading here and there. Callus hasn't popped in to call me scuffed and purple today. I hope he's okay. Unless I've missed it by just looking at my painting too much. Which could be a thing. I could have just not paid attention. Because sometimes when I get really focused on shit, I don't pay attention to chat as much as I usually do. What? Yeah, some of them were way off the base. Exactly. Remember the old Praetorian Guard than you could get for the Imperial Guard, and the artwork was literally them remaking Zulu. Yes, because I still have those minis. Those were my dad's minis. That was his Praetorian Guard platoon. I still have them. Hey, Chop. Fuck you, I'm not rat. Wow. See you later, Wraith. Thank you for hanging out. It's always lovely to see you. Fuck. The color shift is not as prominent as it was before, but that could just be because of the lighting. Let's see. Yeah, the color shift is there. It's just a bit subtler. I think that's partly because of the silver. You know what I think I need to do? I'm gonna go in with Miami Sunset, which I think is the right color to use for this. And recolor some parts, just so that they're a little bit more... Just a little bit more, you know? Is this Slanesh? No, this is Dark Eldar. These are the people that murder-fucked Slanesh into existence. So, kind of, but no. I have no shroom plushie. So, I will make you... Actually, I do have a shroom. You are now a fungi. I do love you. There's literally a shroom on my tail! Ah! You are shroomed now. You are technically a different kind of shroom. But you are a shroom. The shroom plushie is real. Yeah, I think this is the right way to go. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do this purely on one side, and then I'll use a different one on the other side, just to help increase the contrast. Yeah, I think that's the plan. You have a plan, chat. And I think it's a good one. Yeah, that's looking a bit more colorful now. Ah! I've been bonked, but why? Did you see the crochet room? I did! I did, Char. It looks really cute. It's so cute to get a little fan art like that, or fan presents like that. It's really nice. I'm glad you got something cute. Did they send it anonymously, or do you know who it was? Ah! Why? You're trying to hit my tail. Ah, I see. Are you trying to take into account the stream delay? Because if you don't, then you may never hit it. You may never hit your target. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on having one side be mostly one color of the color shift effects we've used. And then we'll do the other and mostly the other side. And I think that'll look really good, ultimately. It'll help just add a pinch more color to the overall miniature. I'm also still not sure if we should try non-metallic metal on the blade. I think if we're doing non-metallic metal, it's the only place that's really going to work. But not everything in this is going to be metallic paints, I don't think. Or at least I don't plan it to be. But who knows? Who knows, chat? Let's see. So we've done Miami Sunset on one side. So I'm thinking we'll use 4D glasses on the other. Yeah. They're about the same kind of place in terms of the overall like tone section. You want to get some art? Orcs. Go get some orcs. Non-metallic metal and true metallic metal tend not to mix. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What I think I'll do is I'll try and paint the sword true metallic metal. But what I'll do is I'll also try and make it look like it's done like non-metallic metal. If that makes sense. With the more pink tone on the other side, this should really help contrast things. I hope. Yeah. I think that's working. I think it's working. That's very exciting, chat. The 4D glasses is really starting to come through as well. Much more so than it did previously. Which is great, because I think it really contrasts with the Miami sunset. What do we think, chat? Okay, in that case. You don't think you are not? I still think it works as like a sort of like metallic black kind of armor suit. I'm pretty happy overall with how that's turned out. There's just enough like highlighting on it so that it like still reads as black, but is somewhat readable. Put a little bit more of the 4D glosses on it. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's alright. Okay. On to sword time. And then maybe... I don't know. I'm not super tired, but I don't want to stay up too late, is the issue, because I do have work. And I have to get up at shit o'clock in the morning, which I'm not looking forward to, but here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that brush aside for now. So since we still have some of that very bright silver here, we'll start with that. Start with that. Okay. A bit more contrast. Where's my dark silver? There it is. I like the Vallejo metallics, honestly. I can't wait until I can get their true metallic metals. Hungry, if you're in chat, I don't know if you're in chat, but like, if you are, do you know when you're getting true metallic metals? Because I know you have most of the Vallejo range. She is the shiniest little murderfucker, because that's what she does. The back end of the blade, I think just do this all in this dark metal. To push this contrast a little bit. I would like to get a little bit in here with some darker paint. Wyvern. Hello, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Have you had a nice day? I hope so. Yeah. I don't think that's looking terrible. How do I want to do this underside, though? I think we'll try and mirror the top side. I'm going to paint the whole thing in this dark metal, and then we'll go from there. Even though no one's really going to see this side of the miniature, I'll know. And ultimately, if I know, it'll bother me. Okay. I think that's that done. I think we just want to skip the mid-tone, honestly. I do think what we'll do is we'll give it a nice little wash off before we do proper highlighting. I think what we'll do is we'll use that very dark purple we had before. But before that, I want to add a few initial highlights. Even though we're going to immediately go over those highlights after the wash. I'm glad that you're well, Honey Wyvern. Vallejo is good stuff. He spent 2 hours painting the inside walls of the monolith and then closed them. But you couldn't not do it. Truly, your monolith was treated like the pharaohs would have liked to be treated when they died. It's the kind of thing that the pharaohs would have been entombed in. Truly the greatest treasures hidden for no one to ever see, but they would know. And only they would know. As it should be. A bit more there. Just a little bit on here. Just to really get that edge looking sharp. And on this side too. And then this bit here. I don't know if this is meant to be like a power sword or something. I'm not sure. I don't know what Dark Eldar really use. I know they have venom blades and stuff like that. Sometimes you gotta paint the bit that no one else will ever see. That's true. That's true. It is a bit strange though. I feel like hobbyists, we all make choices that I think to a lot of people might not necessarily make sense while we're doing our hobby thing. Do we want to actually try and finish her tonight? I don't know how much more there is to do, honestly. We've got what? The armor is basically done. We've got the cloth. We've got the flayed skin cape. We've got this. No, that's a lot of finicky details. Yeah, no, I think I'll leave some of it for next time. Some of it we'll leave for next time. But we'll get most of it done today. And I can feel justified in using my other paint, in getting my other paint pot ready. My other paint water ready for the non-metallic stuff. And we'll go in with another highlight once this is dry. We're just peeling away a little bit of excess. I should probably do the sword hilt. Like, we've done the pommel and whatnot, but with the actual thing, I think we'll do that in the same color as the cape, honestly. Should be a very fleshy color with, like, a lot of them. Thanks, Noah. I don't think I'm that good, but I think I'm definitely a lot better than I was a couple of years ago. I try and get inspired by the people I've met since I started painting and getting back into Warhammer. Looks like a paint war has occurred on my table. I might have spilled some paint and used an airbrush, and a lot of things have happened on this table, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't use it for anything else. I don't use it for anything else. and that's okay, you know? It's organized chaos, I swear. I swear, it's organized. Even if it doesn't look it. Okay, back to doing the silver. Back to doing the silver. Just a little bit on the edge. Just to really add to some sharpness for it. And again, we just sharpen this side. Yeah. Just a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. I like that sword. That's a nice looking sword if I do say so myself. Yeah. Airbrushes are a pain in the ass. I hate them. I hate them. Really useful, but don't buy a cheap one. Buying a cheap one will be more trouble than it's worth. Which is really hard when people want to get into airbrushing, because airbrushing isn't cheap. I will say, you won't go wrong with a cheap compressor for your airbrush, though, because all compressors is just a thing that pumps air through the airbrush and helps you adjust the PSI. And pretty much all compressors are basically the same thing. I'm thinking, do I want to... What do I want to do? What do I want to do with this bit of cloth here, chat? What do you think? What color should we go? You love your airbrushes? You'll be FK over and we'll let you go. Is he? Lol. No, I'm just clumsy. I'm just clumsy, Noah. I'm thinking red. Red would work. I'm also going to start with red on the cloak here. Okay. I don't know if we're going to use any of these other paints brushes, so I think I'm just going to clean them now. So I don't forget that I should do that later. And I just get to use my fancy new brush soap, which I've never actually had before today. It's weird how you just, like, dunk the brush in the goop, and then you just lather it in, and then... Maybe I make happy accidents. Sometimes. Sometimes there are happy accidents. The magic brush group is real, chat.
Do you hear the voices too?
No_the_ Absol just followed.
Noah, thank you so much for the follow. I hope we have a lovely time in our community. As someone with 100 and a 400 quid a professional workshop compressor, I can attest the difference between a good compressor is in the regulator more than anything, and you can change the regulator. See? See? But a good airbrush, though. Good airbrush is really expensive. Like, I think the community bought me an airbrush kit, and it was about like £80, and it came with a compressor. The compressor has always been great. Hell, I sometimes use the compressor just to clean out my PC and stuff when it's needed. But like wish I could say the same about the airbrush. The airbrush is just kind of a bit meh. It keeps like breaking down and spitting and all kinds of stuff, and it's frustrated me so much. I've just decided no. 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 I'm working on a big spaceship for them, and after I've done LEDs, you paint it, you're already dreading it. Oh god, that sounds so cool, Honey Wyvern. I want to see pics. Can you put them in the art and tabletop and hobbies section of the Discord when you feel like it? I want to see pics. That's very exciting. Okay, I think I'm going to use this big brush here because we are going to be doing a fair bit of coverage. And I'd like not to take too long doing it. We're just going to start with Scarlet Rad. Scarlet Rad? Yeah, Scarlet Rad. And that'll be the base coat for the cloak and the fabric. Yeah, and the hilt on the sword. We're going to add some purple highlights. No, actually, no. No, do I want to start with the red or the purple? What's a brighter color? I specifically chose a bunch of paints. I feel like the red is the darker color. I feel like red is darker than Warlord Purple. Yes. It's ever so slightly darker than Warlord Purple. It's going to look a bit patchy, but that's going to be deliberate. It's less of a whip when it's less of a whip. Hell yeah. I'm excited. Galari selling, do a new kit which has a mini silent tankless compressor. And a beginning for about 60 quid. It's solid for the price. Learn the basics. Yeah, I feel like learning the basics of using an airbrush. I feel like my airbrush. I also got like a £20 one off Temu that worked great until once again I started to have the same problems with it. No matter how many times I cleaned it and disassembled it and reassembled it, just like with my first airbrush, it just kind of broke down. I'm thinking I want to get like an actual nice one, but like I'm also terrified of actually getting a nice one and then it breaking down. Because airbrushes are expensive when you get a nice one. Then I look at people like Rogue Hobbies who do the same volumetric shading with just a round dry brush, and I'm thinking, I really think I could probably learn how to do that, because I'm pretty good at dry brushing, right? Right? At least I think I'm pretty good at dry brushing. So I think I'm going to try and learn how to do that style of dry brushing when I paint my clan mechs. Because I want to try and imitate that pattern we made in our Mech Warrior Mercenaries thing for the clan mechs that I use. Where it's like that almost black purple fade up to a bright pink magenta. And then from there, I reckon I can figure that out with dry brushing. Maybe. I don't know why I'm doing this off screen. The nice airbrushes also get a lot to keep because they're designed to be taken apart and serviced. Are just sort of thrown together. It feels like it, but like I can take it apart and I can change bits, and it's just like, man, it just feels like a pain in the ass every time. Maybe one day. But good airbrushes are expensive, and I don't feel like it's the kind of thing I should put on Throne. It's the kind of thing, like, I should buy with stream money, you know? It would certainly have made painting my first Imperial Knight easier. I wanted to use the airbrush so much, but I ended up just manually brushing everything because of how much trouble I was having with it. The end result was pretty good. We mostly used sponge shading for it. And sponge shading is quite good as well, honestly. The paint feels a lot drier than it should. And I don't know why. I wetted my brush. My paint is thinned. There's still plenty of it. It's a bit weird. A little bit odd. We're just trying to get some nice base coats. It might look a little bit patchy for now. But once the base coats are on, it won't. Get a couple more coats. Now, we're not going to finish this section of the model today. But it'd be nice to at least get a nice base red and maybe some initial highlights on the go. But then I say that, but everything I'm actually about to do on these is just kind of undertone shading. Gonna be red, some purples, and then some flesh tones. And then some washes. I also need to think about how I want to do the gun. I think the gun is just going to be grey. Black and grey. I think I want to do like some little emerald gemstones on it. That's what I'm thinking so far. I reckon it'll look good. Especially contrast with like very red and bloody skin nearby. Give that a minute to dry. Then we'll do another coat. This paint doesn't dry as quickly as the things we were doing before, but that's because we're not dry brushing this. I think it's going to look good though. I think that cloak is going to good. Drukhari Archon. Yes, Mazu. It's my custom Drukhari Archon. I might cosplay her next year for the grand narrative, but I'm probably going to do a Battle Sister cosplay for that one. Mostly because I have one on the way. It was meant to be here in time for the grand narrative. But when they found out I couldn't make it in time because I couldn't get the time off work, they were like, oh, okay, well, we'll prioritize some other things and then get it to you by the end of the year. They're meant to be sending it to me this month. Wow. From several people who want to get into airbrushing, about 90% of your time will be spent cleaning the airbrush and then not painting with it. Yeah, like the whole point of airbrushing is that it's meant to be a time saver. It is not a time saver. It is really not a time saver as far as I'm concerned. I think in principle, in theory, it makes sense. It makes sense and it could be a time saver. But in practice, it really isn't. Monster, you make a Lady Malice cosplay. Do it. Do it. I have Lady Malice in the house somewhere. I don't know where I put her model. But she's somewhere in the house. I need to build her. I don't know what I'm going to... I think I'm going to paint her with the veil. And then... I don't know what I'm going to do with the spare face. Because I quite like the spare face. I might try and kitbash it onto the new Archon when I get one. I really like how this is turning out, honestly. Man, this paint is taking ages to dry. It's gonna take so long. I don't know. You need to get her. I mean, she's not like, it's not like she's in very short supply. Okay, chat, I'm not a patient person, and this is taking ages to dry. So, I'm thinking... Do you all want to play some video games? Do you all want to play some video games and I stop painting for now? Because I'm not finishing her tonight. I'm not finishing her tonight. I'll probably finish her next week. I will probably finish her next week. Because there's still quite a bit to do, honestly. The cloak is definitely going to take the longest of all the things I've got left, though. I could redo the black on the gun... and do a little bit on there. I need to base coat the skull. But the skull and the hair on the skull are too close to the cloak. I'd rather get the cloak done first and then move on to the skull. I could probably do the gun, but... I'm not entirely sure. I'm not 100% sure how I want to approach that green, emerald green I want to do. You know what you could do? You could do a Shadowheart cosplay and then just give her spiky army. Instant Lady Malice cosplay. Instant Lady Malice. Lol. Because she's just Shadowheart, isn't she? She's just Space Elf Shadowheart. You posted a picture of your monolith now. There you realize it's a picture before you did the basing. How do you even base a monolith? Do you even need to base the monolith? Big old vehicle. Oh my god, your monolith looks cool as hell. Man, I'm going to try and do something like that when I get a monolith someday. But I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to try and do that, you know, that marble texture I have on the shields of my Praetorians. Hey, Dispatch tomorrow. Yeah, we're playing Dispatch tomorrow. I'd love to have played Dispatch today. Like if Dispatch was out already, I'd just be like straight up, okay, painting has ended. Now we play Dispatch and then do that before bed. He spent a while basing it, then realized afterwards the footprints covers almost the entire base. Yeah, it's a little bit silly. Official art of her is much less Shadowheart. Presumably, she don't want fuck shit. Oh god, someone fuck her up quick. Lol. Nah, I think what it is, it's just they have different people doing the concept art. They have different people doing the concept art versus the people that do the miniature sculpts and designs. So there's always a little bit of inconsistency between the concept artists and the thing. Dispatch is out, but they do new episodes every Wednesday. So I've played episodes 1 to 6. Have we played 6 episodes of Dispatch? And then the final 2 are out tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the final 2 that are out tomorrow. 6 is the latest. Yeah. So basically, we're going to finish Dispatch tomorrow. And then next Wednesday, we're going to do an opposite playthrough and just binge all 8 episodes. Well, maybe not next week. But, like, at some point. You haven't played Dispatch. You need to play Dispatch. Get Dispatch. So good. Every episode is about an hour long. The game is too short. You don't say that. It's, like, longer than any other Telltale game ever. And most of Telltale game just gets 5 episodes and that's it. Like, Dispatch is way longer. And, like, Dispatch actually has really good writing that's consistently good and consistently makes me feel things. Whereas Telltale is, like, a bit less consistent at that. Again, it's still not dry. It's still not dry. It's so much better than any Telltale game. It really is. Dispatch... If it weren't for the fact that it released in the same year as Clair Obscur Expedition 33, it would probably be Game of the Year for me. Purely based on the art that's involved in it. Like, the storytelling, the acting. It's just... It's so much better than anything I've ever played. Except maybe the MechWarrior Clans games. They're also really good. But I feel like Dispatch feels more story involved. Oh, so, no. Did it? For the video Grammys? I don't know. I don't know. There's some people... A lot of people don't like Clair Obscur. A lot of industry people don't like Clair Obscur because it's made by a bunch of ex-corpo game devs that decided to fuck all this corpo shit and... just made a game to be as fun as they could and as good as they could. MechWarrior 5 is where it's at. It really is. Speaking of MechWarrior 5, if I get 3 people that say they want to play MechWarrior 5, we'll do some MechWarrior 5 before I go to bed. If I get 3 people that say they want to play MechWarrior 5, but like I don't think I'm making any more progress on this tonight. I'm just I'm even cleaning the brush that I would use to base coat it. It's time, chat. I'm just calling it here. We'll finish this model next week. You're number 1. Alright, Dread. Honey Wyvern. Honey Wyvern. Come play MechWarrior, lol. Because people don't know who made the game. Don't like devs who made a great game in spite of corpo. Rather than because of them. Shock. Yeah. Was it that Arc Raiders thing that the dev for Arc Raiders said, oh yeah, you shouldn't vote for thing and you should vote for Arc Raiders. You'll be on in a bit, you gotta make food. Hell yeah. Would okay. Fuck it. We're just gonna play like an hour or 2 of like MechWarrior 5 and then I'm gonna go to bed. Video games. Yeah.